Hello, Stephen Terrell here from Toomey Terrell Gallery. Today we're going to explore the role of the art consultant and how he and she can put together a collection for us. What better way to explore that role than to speak with an art consultant and to look at a collection that he's put together. And today we're very pleased to have Tom O'Connor from O'Connor & Associates with us. So Tom, in a nutshell, the role of an art consultant.
The role of an art consultant is to advise clients in putting together their collections. So in the case of this home, for example, my client, I met him here and we looked at his home and we looked at the walls that he had, and he talked about the kinds of things that he was interested in. And we began by showing him pictures of lots of different things. And once we'd looked at a bunch of things, then we started bringing things in. Now in this house, because the scale is so large, we had to commission many things. But that was done by selecting the artists and then having the artists make us things for you.
And for example, I believe behind us, tell us about this piece.
This is a tapestry by an artist named Olga de Amaral, who is from Bogota. And Olga's work, I think, is very interesting because she takes canvases and she paints them and she gold leaves, or in this case platinum leaves them, and then she cuts them all up and weaves them together to form these tapestries that I think are quite beautiful. I mean, they're in a way like couture dresses, I think. When I first started working with this collector, we found a beautiful Helen Frankenthaler painting, which we purchased for that location. But as time went on, the client felt that it was too dark and too small, and he wanted something bigger and livelier. In those 4 years, the value of the Frankenthaler had gone up quite a bit, and I was able to resell it for him. And with that money, we then commissioned Caio Fonseca to do this painting, again to our specifications because we wanted something large. And I like this painting a lot above the piano because Caio is himself a musician, and he spends several hours a day in the studio playing the piano. And I think that you can see that musical influence in his work. This is a painting by Nathan Oliveira. It's one of the first paintings that we acquired for this collection, and it is still the collector's favorite painting. And in this series, Oliveira is doing paintings of stelae, which are ancient stone monuments that were made to commemorate important people. My client had an unused piece of land across the road here. And it's kind of a difficult spot because you see it close up as you're coming up, but from here you see it very far away. And up here is where you're looking at it most of the time. And I came across this artist whose name is Izumi. And Mr. Izumi was the chief stone carver for Noguchi. And he specializes in this kind of sculpture that looks very natural and very naturalistic. And I also love that there are these huge things that weigh tons. And from up here, the scale of them is just right, and it almost looks like a little miniature. When he came and installed these pieces, he said to us, it would be really nice if you had a piece up above as a touchstone, so that you could, when you are looking at those pieces, feel and see what the stone is like, and that it would also inform the pieces in terms of giving you some sense of the scale. So when he came up with the design for that piece, I was very surprised to see that it was so much like the Nathan Oliveira painting in the living room, and we all loved that.
Tom, tell us about the challenges that you faced in this room.
Well, the challenge that we faced in this room was that the room was designed to have perfect acoustics. So the acoustician with whom I had to consult before selecting the art told me that we couldn't have anything that was flat, like a canvas, for example, not even anything fabric. So we had to find something that the sound would hit and bounce off in points. So I found these pieces by a Japanese artist named Kobayashi. And actually, he'd done some lovely pairs and triptychs, but we needed 4 pieces in this room. So we also commissioned this piece.
A very intimidating area of art collecting is secondary market art. And one of the ways an art consultant can help is to do the research and study auction results so that you can buy with confidence. Explain to us these Andy Warhols and how they came about.
Well, this is the game room, and so we wanted something fun and full of spirit. And our client has been in marketing his entire life. So when I showed him the Andy Warhol ad series, he thought that that was a great idea. And these are actually very interesting because they're trial proofs, which means that in the edition, all of the prints are exactly the same. This was an edition done by Andy Warhol that there is only one of, because in other words, he did this and then decided, no, I want to tweak the colors, I want to change them a little bit. But it's turned out, because Warhols are going up so much in value, that now the trial proofs are treated almost like unique, so they've become worth a lot more money than the pieces that we would have gotten in the original edition. A good art consultant knows what's happening worldwide in the art market. We go to art fairs, we have dealers who we work with all the time, so that we know where to find things, what's new and exciting, and what things are worth. It's really fun to meet with people and help them discover their own taste. I love showing people new things and having them get excited, and then bringing those things into their house to see how it really looks. That's how we build collections that people love. This is a client who has fallen in love with his collection and fallen in love with collecting art. So this kind of person I will work with for a long time, because they want to keep changing it and they love the adventure and they love the road of discovery that we're on. Other people, we can often do a house in a few months. And many of the people who come to us, that's what they really want. They want a painting above the sofa. And as I like to say, great art doesn't have to match your sofa, but it can.